Well, good morning, everybody. Here we are. Welcome to our Law of Attraction webinar, how leaders can use the Law of Attraction in 2024 to get what you really want. I'm Karen Brook, and on behalf of myself, my team, and the beautiful late Bob Proctor, who has inspired our teachings today, I want to welcome you here to our webinar today. We're going to have an amazing 50 minutes together. I want you to really keep an open mind about what this looks like for you and how you can use it in your life to begin to attract more of what you want and less of what you don't want. You know, this particular subject, it really causes all kinds of problems for some people and lots of joy for others. We've got to grasp the idea that everything that comes into our life, we've attracted. We've really got to grasp that. We've attracted it because we're in harmony with it. And the beautiful truth is that you can begin to get in harmony with more of what you do really want. And I'm going to take you through what that looks like today and show you what needs to happen and what needs to shift so that you can get in harmony with what you really want. Now we have my team online with you today, Simone Bertram and Elizabeth Wood, who will be facilitating the chat today. So stay connected in the chat, follow the prompts, share your aha moments as we go through. I'm going to be sharing with you some of the original slides and work from Bob Proctor around this topic today. So you really can feel like he's in the room with us, guiding us and inspiring this conversation. He really wants you to get this, and I really want you to get this. And when I was reviewing our presentation today, I was thinking, you know, if I could put this in a syringe and stick it in you and make it easy for you to get, I would, but I can't. So, you know, we've got to sit here and we've got to look at it and we've got to study it in this way together instead. So, you know, we've really got to understand that we're attracting exactly what we're in harmony with. And if we want to attract something different, we're going to have to get in harmony with it. And I love when I used to watch Bob Proctor teach this lesson, and he would talk about money, and he would say, you know, the average person is struggling. They don't understand what money is. They don't understand how to earn money. And they're struggling because they have seen people around them struggle with it, but it doesn't have to be like that. We should want more. We should become available for more, and we should put ourselves in harmony with earning more money. And you're going to have to learn how to do that yourself because school doesn't teach you how to earn money. And he said, you know, most people's attitudes towards money is very confused because they don't understand it. They believe they have to go to work to earn money. And in fact, that's the worst way and the hardest way to go to work. You know, you think of somebody like maybe a laborer, you know, on a bitumen road in summer in Australia on a 45-degree day, you know, they are working very hard for probably not a lot of income. And working is the worst way to earn money. What we want to do is we want to provide service. And we're going to get into that later on in the call today. And we want to follow the laws of the universe and the laws of our mind and become in harmony with what it is that we want. And we do want to get you setting some big goals and some big financial goals, because as you'll see on today's call, that is an excellent measure of how well you are working with the laws of the universe and the laws of your mind, and how well you have become available for attracting to you what you want. You know, when we think about our health as a measure or fitness or something else, you can't measure that accurately enough. You can say, yeah, I feel a little bit better, or I've released a few kilos, and, you know, I've got something that I want to, but money we can measure right down to the last penny. And so I am going to get you thinking today about earning money and about what you really want to earn. And money is very important. It is there to serve us, to allow us to provide greater good in the world. So if you want to improve your impact, influence, and income, then we've got to really understand money. We've got to understand what money is. We've got to understand how to get in harmony with the good that we desire in all aspects of our life, including money. And we're going to look at that today. And when you start to think about this, you'll see that you are being controlled at the moment and limited for what you can attract by your paradigms. So we're going to open up today by looking at this and looking at the areas of your life that your paradigms control and influence. If that word is new to you at the moment, that's okay. A paradigm is a multitude of habits, beliefs, and ideas that condition you to operate in a certain way subconsciously, automatically, without any thought, conscious control. And so we have formed paradigms around certain areas of our life, and they have an enormous control over the amount of money that we earn, the person that we become, and the results that we can create. But I'm here to guide you and teach you and show you how you can begin to create that paradigm shift. And our signature blueprint program, Thinking into Results, is the most tremendous, phenomenal program ever created to show you and guide you how to change your paradigms and get in harmony with what you really want. So let's have a look here. Let's have a look at the areas of your life that your paradigm has an enormous influence over. Let's start with your perception of yourself. I think it was Wayne Dwyer that said, when you change the way you look at the thing you're looking at changes. When you change the way you look at you, when you begin to understand yourself, when you begin to see yourself as this spiritual being gifted with an intellect, living in a physical body, creating physical results, and you begin to really understand yourself from that place, your ability to create what you want skyrockets. It literally does. You become so much more aware and so much more capable of creating what you want. So your paradigm controls your perception of your environment, of your income, of your ability to earn money, of you yourself and your ability to create what you want. Your use of time is dictated by a paradigm. Everyone gets the same amount, but what you do with it varies greatly between individuals. Some people will be very effective with their time. They'll get a lot done in a short amount of time. And other people will be slow and waste a lot of time and always run late. And, like Bob used to say, they're always a day late and a dollar short. That's because of the paradigm. We can change it. Your creativity is dictated by a paradigm. You are the most creative being that has ever existed in this universe. But are you expressing your creativity? Do you know how to express your creativity? Do you know how to use and leverage the creative process for manifesting your goals, for creating what you want? And I'm going to show you how to do that. Your effectiveness and your productivity is also dictated by a paradigm, how effective you are. Now, these two paradigms become vitally important when we look at earning money, when we look at getting in harmony with what we want, because your effectiveness dictates how the law of compensation is going to respond to you. And we're going to look at the law of compensation today, because I do want you attracting the big bickies. I want you setting and attracting big results, great results, quantum leap results. I truly believe you've been attracted here for a reason. You've not been attracted here just to settle for the status quo. You've not been attracted here because this time next year you want to be in exactly the same place. You've been attracted here because a part of the essence of who you are knows you're destined for more, knows you're capable of better results. And whether you realize it or not, you've been attracted here today because the answer is here for you. And I want you to trust that, and I want you to trust that guidance, and I want you to act on the guidance and the inspiration that you get today. And your logic is dictated by a paradigm, what you think is logical for you to do. You might not think it's logical right now to double or triple or quadruple or turn your annual income into a monthly income, but that is possible. You might not think it's possible to earn what you're presently earning working half as much. You might not think it's logical just to quit your job and start a business and earn $1 million in the first year of it. But that's because your logic is currently being dictated by a paradigm. And when you learn how to change the paradigm, and don't get me wrong here, the paradigm must change for you to change results. There is no question about it. You can kick it in the dirt, you can hold it up to the light, but you cannot get away from the fact that if the paradigm doesn't change, your results have no capacity to change, irrespective of how hard you work. And this is why we find leaders in particular, they get frustrated because you're highly educated, you know a lot, you've been around the block a few times, and still you know that you're creating results less than what is possible for you. And so that causes a lot of chaos, frustration, confusion. But I'm here to walk you out of the woods, show you how you can begin to create more of what you want. Let go of the struggle, let go of the overwhelm. Don't be a burden to yourself or anybody else anymore. And really, really Get in harmony, get up there where the air is thinner, where the sky is brighter, where the good will flow to you in greater ways, more effortlessly than ever before, because it is possible for you too. Your ability to earn money is also dictated by a paradigm. Now, just think about it. A person earning $100,000 a year doesn't think, feel, and act the same way as a person earning $1 million a year. It's quite logical when we think about it. And the reason why they don't think, they feel, and act the same way is because they exist with a different money paradigm, usually closely linked to their time paradigm. And all wrapped up there is our self-image paradigm, how we see ourselves, earning money, receiving money, creating money, enjoying money. You know, the amount of people that have money that don't enjoy it, or that are scared that it's never going to come again, or they got so many false beliefs around money because they don't understand it. They don't really understand what it is and how it can flow. So your ability to earn money is going to be dictated by a paradigm. Now we want you, before I get onto that, your paradigm, your self-image paradigm ultimately is like a box that you live in. And you try to move outside of the box and you hit the wall and you come back, and you try something else and you try another approach and you hit the box and you come back. And like I said before, that makes you feel tired, frustrated, overwhelmed. Type me a yes in the chat if I'm, if you pick it up what I'm putting down here. When we get de-energized, deflated, frustrated, overwhelmed, it's not a problem with our environment. It's a problem with our paradigm. And the sooner you come to understand that, the sooner you recognize that it's not the marketing, it's not the strategy, it's not the environment, it's not the job, it's not anything outside of you. It's that without realizing it, you've created this box and you're currently living inside that box. And no matter how much you desire to improve what you're doing, you hit the box, you hit the walls, and you bounce back. But if we can make the walls come down, and I'm going to show you how to do this. This is what my whole life is dedicated to, is showing you how to make the walls come down, to step outside the box, to create the paradigm shift that you really want. All things become not only possible, probable for you to achieve and experience in your physical reality. So as the wall comes down, the change is going to be permanent and it is going to be huge. And that's the beautiful thing about it. When I think back to when I started to study this with Bob Proctor, I was probably turning over a few $100,000 a year in my business. I might have been taking home anywhere between 70 or 110,000. I'd already been in business for 7 or 8 years. I'd had good years and I'd had years that felt much harder than they probably needed to be. And I was looking for answers. And I was wondering why I wasn't further along. I was knocking on the door of 30 and I thought by 30 I would have already been a millionaire. I would have already had a 7-figure year. And that was frustrating for me because I was very driven and I was very disciplined. I'd achieved a lot. I'd published a book. I'd spoken around the world. I'd been invited to the Middle East to work. I'd had a branding and marketing business. I'd worked on $100,000 projects for local government, for corporate organizations, rebranding, brand strategy, building their business plans. And I thought, why am I not further along? And I thought maybe I just wasn't old enough yet. I literally had that thought. I thought maybe when I get to 40, it'll be my time. Maybe if I go and get a master's degree, maybe if I go back to uni, then it'll be like I'm qualified enough to earn what I really want to earn. And then I met Bob Proctor and he explained to me a few ideas that were truly transformational. And when I got hold of these ideas, I just knew then and there that I wanted to spend the rest of my life teaching them to other people once I'd applied them to my own life. And don't get me wrong around that. I remember saying to Bob Proctor, he asked me what I really wanted. And I said, I want to help people all over the world change their life. And he said, well, change your own life first. And I did. I quietly went about the study and application of this work, changing my own life, changing my paradigms, creating a self-image paradigm shift that allowed me to turn my annual income into my monthly income. And I thought, if I'm going to teach these principles to other people, I want to be the greatest success story that I can put forward around applying these principles. And so I really took on board what Napoleon Hill says in Think and Grow Rich: tell the world what you're going to do, but show them first. I went out there and got results. I went out there and applied this. I went out there and created a new self-image paradigm that allowed me to turn my $70,000 a year annual income, or whatever it was at the time, into my monthly income. And I did it in about 4 to 6 months of applying these principles. And that was all the way back in 2015. And ever since then, I've never stopped studying this. I've never stopped teaching it. Everywhere I go, people want to be a part of my Thinking into Results coaching. They need it, they want it, and they benefit from being a part of it. And so today I want to really share with you some of these principles, some of the principles around the law of attraction and the law of vibration that are ultimately influencing and creating your story in your life right now today. And then help you to become aware that you can make a decision to create a shift. And when you do make that decision, the walls come down. You open yourself up to a paradigm shift. You open yourself up to this quantum leap. Imagine if you just changed your perception of what was possible, what you could earn, how you could earn it, how you could create your lifestyle, the lifestyle that you really want, that it didn't have to be stressed or overwhelmed or feel like a burden anymore, that you could become happier, healthier, more enriched, more fulfilled, doing what you really want, earning what you really want. That is a possibility for you. If you just changed your use of time paradigm to say that you could earn what you're presently earning 1 day less a week, 4 days a week instead of 5, that could be truly life-changing for you. That it was okay to leave at 4 o'clock and still the money would flow and still the sales would flow. Imagine that. If you changed your ability to earn money, you got in harmony with a new idea, you really lined up to a new level, a new vibration, what that would do for you, it could be truly life-changing. For some of you, it might be a big jump you want to make. For some of you, it might be a small jump. It really doesn't matter what it is. The process is the same. And I can say that because I remember when I was working on, going to $70,000 a month and applying these principles. And then I thought, well, I wonder whether I could do that. I wonder whether I could have a 6-figure month. And then it was, I wonder if I could have a 6-figure week. And every time it felt like wow, this is a mega quantum leap. But I applied the principles over and over again, and I got better at it. And I got better at it, and I collapsed time on it, and I got better at coaching it and teaching it. And so now when I think about earning $1 million in a month, I think, well, it's the exact same process as I applied before when I thought earning $100,000 a week was a big deal. So it doesn't matter. I don't want you to think big or small, but I do in terms of money, but I do want you to extend yourself. I do want you to get up on the high wire because I believe you're capable of it. I believe every single person here has been attracted here because there's a part of you that knows you're capable of more, that knows that you do want to earn the big money. Whether you feel comfortable with that at the moment, maybe there's some guilt, some shame, admitting that to yourself. Maybe not a lot of people around you earn the big sort of money that you want to earn. Maybe you think it's impossible. Maybe you're really struggling at the moment. It doesn't matter what your story is. It doesn't matter where you've been in the past. It only matters what you decide to do today. And I want you to start thinking bigger about the possibilities for yourself. What is it that you really want? What do you really want to earn? Think about the big money. And right now today, I want you to just times it by 3. Whatever figure you brought to the call today as maybe an income, times it by 3 and put it in the chat. So if you come here today thinking you're going to want to earn $5 million a year, times it by 3, 15 million. Let's work with that idea. If you came here thinking next year it'd be nice to earn $250,000, think about earning $750,000. Whatever your number is, just type it in the chat today and claim it. Put it out there. Give it energy. Give it legs. Go beyond what you think is possible for you. Go and do the illogical, because that is the most logical thing you can do for you. People don't understand that. They think it's not logical for you to set a big goal and achieve it. It's not logical. You don't need all that. I don't need all that. You talk yourself out of the things that you want. When in actual fact, the most logical thing you can do for yourself is grow. It is the most normal and natural thing for you to do is to dream it and achieve it. And yet you've been holding yourself back, but not any longer, not after today. We're going to liberate you. We're going to give you the keys to freedom. So I want you to understand that frequency is a level of vibration. Frequency is a level of awareness. We exist with an infinite level of frequencies available to us. Think about it like a radio, and you're a broadcasting station. So you're going to broadcast a frequency and you're going to pick up whatever else is on that frequency. If you want to pick up new results, we got to get you broadcasting a new frequency. It's that simple. Everything you want is on a frequency. Creation is finished. What you want already exists. And as we start to understand this, we can start to get on the frequency of what we want. We can start to emit that frequency. We can become a match for what it is that we really want. So there are an infinite number of frequencies, and you get to decide the frequency that you want to live on. Now, here's the beautiful thing. Every frequency is connected to the one above and the one below it. So the second you make a decision of where you want to go, you're already connected with it. Does it mean that your physical environment straight away conforms to the reality you've given consciousness to? Absolutely not. But it will as we begin to study and apply the laws of the universe. You know, we've got to understand the law of vibration, the law of perpetual transmutation of energy, the law of attraction, the law of cause and effect, the law of compensation, as we begin to not only understand it as knowledge, but experience it and know how to apply it and live it. That's when we see our results change. So it's not just about reading a book through cover to cover. It's not just about a YouTube webinar. It's not just about hearing about it once. It's about knowing how to apply it, how to tangibly take an idea and integrate it into the way you are leading your company, into the way you are leading yourself, into the way you are setting and achieving your goals, into the way you are making decisions, because all of that impacts and influences the frequency or the reality that you are connected to. And as leaders, as executive leaders, as CEOs, you have the ability to really transform yourself and your company and make a quantum leap when you can get on and stay on the frequency and bring everybody else with you. Then everybody begins to start to create in the effortless way. So you're already connected to the one above and the one below. So we've got to think about, you know, where do we want to be? Let's say at the moment you're here, you're in one reality over here, and you want to go to a new reality, a new level of awareness. You want to set a goal and achieve it beyond anything you've ever done before. Then we've got to get on that frequency and we've got to stay on that frequency. And there's a way in which we do that. And then the law of attraction begins to respond to it. We've got to understand the mind. We've got to understand what we're doing with our mind. We've got to understand the subconscious mind. That's not only in our own body, in every cell of our body, there's the universal intelligence, universal subconscious mind. So the second we decide it and get emotionally involved with it, we're also triggering it in our environment and we become a magnet to it. That is the law. This is already working for you. And like I said at the start of the call, we've got to understand that everything we're attracting, we're in harmony with. And this idea is causing a lot of joy for a lot of people and maybe some despair for other people. But right now, today, you can take responsibility for really understanding this, for really getting this, for really applying yourself here. Not taking your eyes off it, wanting to get this, having the desire to get this and understand it, because you will improve the quality of your life for the rest of your life when you do. You cannot connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backwards. So you have to trust that the dots will somehow connect in your future. That's from Steve Jobs. And that's exactly what needs to happen here. You've got to believe in the invisible, in the unseen, and start to study and understand how this is working for your life right now. And if you can't believe in it, if you can't believe in yourself, if you can't believe in this right now, then borrow my belief in this. And you would know if what I'm telling you, if I was BSing you, you know, on this, because you'd feel it. Right? Truth always resonates with the perfection within us. So you know what I'm telling you is true. So even if you don't believe it at a deep level right now, subconsciously, just borrow my belief that when you get this, you will believe it too. And as you begin to study it and as you begin to apply it, that belief will just become an incredible power in your life, and it will take you anywhere that you want to go. So there are an infinite number of levels that we can exist on, and we can choose the level that we want to exist on. We can choose what radio station we want to listen to, correct? You can decide that you no longer want to hear what's on 97.3 and you want to connect with what's on 105.3. You can change radio stations. You can change your broadcasting channel. And it is the same. We need to understand the mind in order to be able to do that and work with this. When you move on to a higher frequency, you'll be communicating with a world totally foreign and beyond the reach of your five senses, right? We've got to understand and begin to use our mental faculties. So look at your results right now. Think about your results right now, today, and know that those results are what you are currently in harmony with, and you can only attract what you are in harmony with. So think about it. Think about your sales results, right? Think about what you've been thinking about, what you've been emotionally involved with, what actions and behaviors you've been expressing. Think about your company results. Think about your relationship. Think about the different areas of your life and the different aspects of your life. And understand that you're creating that result and you're attracting that, good, bad, or indifferent. It does not matter, by the law of attraction. And when you begin to execute your personal control as part of this system, as part of the universe, you can begin to control and influence and dictate what you attract to you. Ain't that great? So what kind of frequency are you operating on? And if you're not feeling so good, we know that you're emotionally involved with the wrong idea. You know, if your results aren't what you want them to be, you're emotionally involved with the wrong idea. And you can get yourself emotionally involved with the right idea and the ideas of what you really want and start operating on that frequency. So you need to make a decision to become one with what you want. Make a decision to become what you want. Bob Proctor used to describe it as close the escape hatches. And I remember him saying to me once, he said, "How old are you?" And I think I was about 32 at the time or so. This was a while ago. And he said, "And as the first half of your life, has the first 32 years gone really quickly?" And I said, "Yes, of course." He said, "Do you think the next 32 years is going to go any slower?" And I was like, "No." And he goes, "Well, for all you know, your life could be half over. Like, we don't know how much time we've got left. So if not now, when? If not now, when? When are you going to go and do it? When are you going to make a decision? When are you going to start to create the results that you want? Make a decision to become one with what it is that you really want. And we have a process that can guide you through that. It's all about your mind. It's all about your marvelous mind. 75% of how you create your whole world is a product of what you do in the non-physical. It's what you're doing spiritually, mentally, emotionally that is contributing to the physical side of your life. The last and lowest level that anything is created on is the physical side. So if you want to attract to you what you really want and more of what you want, then we've got to be there in the non-physical. We've got to be there in our mind. We've got to be there in feeling. We've got to be there in the images, and we've got to stay there. And that's the tricky thing for you to do, because you get distracted by somebody's opinion, by the news, by the report card, by the bank balance, by all kinds of conditions and circumstances, and you give power to them. You give power to those conditions and circumstances and start to believe that they're more powerful than this power that you have within you. That is just not the case. So let's look at your mind and your paradigms and start to understand how you're creating your results. There was a man in 1934 that understood that we were treating symptoms, not the cause of the problem. He was a chiropractor in San Antonio, Texas, and he said, "The mind is an activity, not a thing. No one has ever seen the mind, so in order to gain clarity and eliminate confusion, let's create an image for us to work with." And he created this image that we've come to know as the stick person or the genie. And he said, let the large circle represent your mind and the small circle represent your body. And there are two parts to your mind. There is the conscious mind or the thinking mind, and the emotional mind or the subconscious mind. And the body perfectly expresses through vibration and action what is going on in the mind. And as we begin to take action, then in that vibration, we begin to produce results by the law of cause and effect. So if we want to start to create and control what results we're attracting to us and become one with what we want, we've got to start to understand how to properly use our mind and properly use the two parts of our mind, the conscious mind, to influence the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is where it's at. 96 to 98% of all of your results are a product of what's going on in the subconscious mind. Only 2 to 4% of what you create comes from the conscious mind. So it doesn't matter that you say, I want to do this, or I'm going to work on this result, or next year we're going to achieve this company target, or such and such is going to step up and do a great job in this role. Unless you change the paradigm and you build that paradigm, you're going to miss the mark. Because what we need to do is we need to take that result, take that dream, take that desire, take that goal, and make it a paradigm. Make it a corporate paradigm, a cultural paradigm. You know, it's often referred to as corporate culture. Well, really, it's a paradigm. It's a self-image paradigm. It's the way we do things. It's the way you create results. And you can begin to create your results in a new and different way the more you study and understand this and apply it. So have a look at this next picture here. Why would anybody knowingly and willingly begin to create results that they want? It's because they're not thinking. So have a look here. We've got our results. We can see our results. We can observe our results. We can now start to understand, well, obviously, at some level, I'm in harmony with this. And you'll say, I haven't been thinking that. That's not what I wanted. We were putting out a new idea. You know, we set our goals. We've been working towards it all year. But our results are not a product of what's going on consciously. It's a product of what's going on subconsciously. And I don't know about you, but I didn't study how to make a paradigm shift in year 4, nor did I study decision-making 101 in year 9, and then an advanced version of how to change a paradigm in year 12 or university, or in my, not that I've got a PhD, but if you had a PhD, right? You know, we're not taught how to do this. We're not taught how to earn money at school. We're not taught how to change paradigms. We're not taught about our mind. And yet we're creating results that are less than what's possible for us. And we're confused and frustrated as to what is the answer to change the results, when the answer is changing the paradigm, understanding the mind, understanding the law of vibration, understanding the law of attraction, and working in a way that is practical, that is easy, right? For you to execute on a day-to-day basis, a process that takes the guesswork out of success. Like, if I think back maybe a decade or more ago, 2 decades ago, the only people that I ever heard teaching about the law of attraction or law of vibration was someone sitting in a room full of crystals wearing purple. And I just didn't think that it had a place in the business world or in the corporate world or in the professional world, that there must be another answer here. And it wasn't until I started to study with Bob Proctor that he made it very practical and tangible, and he explained these ideas in a way that I thought, this isn't for one person and not for another person. This isn't just for me and not for you. It isn't for the CEO and not the small business owner. It's for everybody. And everybody needs to get this if you want to improve the quality of your life and become calmer, happier, more in control. Because it's how it is. It's not just one theory or another. The law of vibration is growing the grass in your lawn right now. You know, it's dictating when the sun comes up and the sun goes down. The law of vibration just is, and we can either learn to work in harmony with it, or we're still going to be using it, but probably to create results that we don't really want. So let's have a look here at your results and think about your actions, and your actions are producing your results. We know that, we get a feel for that if I eat the piece of cake and I don't exercise, that I'm probably not going to create the physical results that I want, right? But what we don't understand is the reason why we eat the cake and don't exercise is because of a self-image. It's because of what's going on in our mind. It's an idea, it's a belief system. And that is ultimately producing the actions and results. So as we come to understand this and we go, okay, so there is a cause that is producing the action, and that cause is an idea in my subconscious mind. It's a belief in my subconscious mind. And the conscious mind is the entrance to the subconscious mind. So your job and my job as your guide is to teach you and show you exactly what you need to do in order to control the flow, control the entrance to the subconscious mind, that we're only letting in what serves us. Why would anyone choose ideas that produce results that they don't want? Why would anyone let that perpetuate in their life, go another 6 months, go another year, go another couple of years? Because they're not thinking, because they're not aware. They're not aware that there is this thing called a paradigm that's producing the results. They're not thinking. They're not controlling the flow. They're not controlling the entrance to the subconscious mind. They're just letting whatever is, whatever has been, flow into their subconscious mind. And we've all been there, and we are all there at different times or another. Anytime we want to improve our results, we've got to control. We've got to execute our personal control as part of this greater system. Make sense? Type me a light bulb moment or a yes in the chat if this is starting to ring some bells for you and you can start to see the correlation between your results and where you've been. And it doesn't matter how good your results are. I said earlier that we exist with an infinite level. There is an infinite level of frequencies available to us. So this work isn't just if you're not doing so good. This is the work that true leaders do to improve, to get better, to draw something out of them that they didn't even know was there, to go beyond the status quo. If you want to improve corporate culture, if you want to improve your income, your profit, your performance, your productivity, then you've got to get this. You've got to understand this, because this is going to make it so much easier for you to create what you want without struggle and stressing and fuming. And most people don't want to admit it to themselves that this could be the answer. But when you do, you have the keys to the ultimate source of freedom, true liberty, being in control of your mind and creating the results that you want on an individual level and on a team level. So have a look here. We have got this incredible stream of power flowing into our conscious mind. We are an expression of pure positive source energy. We are an extension of source energy. There is a part of us that is non-physical. When you die, your body begins to disintegrate, but your mind, your energy is still here. It's changing form. There's a perpetual transmutation of energy. We are changing form. And so this stream of power, as we connect with it, is completely unconditional. What I mean by that is it's ours to build an idea with, it's ours to think with. We can think anything that we want to think, and thoughts are energy. And the thoughts that we get emotionally involved with begin to create our paradigms. They begin to influence what we believe at a subconscious level. And what we believe deeply at a subconscious level influences our vibration, what we express, that magnetic force. And so if we're thinking all kinds of scattered thoughts, then our vibration is all sorts of scattered. And no wonder we're not attracting any sort of results in any sort of order. A little bit of what we want, a little bit of what we don't want. It was good for a while, it's not so good for a while. I'm up, I'm down, I'm left, I'm right, because our vibration is scattered. But when you get all of your ducks in a row, when you get it all lined up in an orderly way, you begin to attract on purpose. You become a deliberate creator. You become a deliberate manifester. You become so much more powerful because you have organized that power. You are thinking in a certain way, you're getting emotionally involved with results in a certain way, you're behaving in a certain way, your attitude has been transformed. And your attitude is a composite of those three parts of your personality. It is an energy, a vibration that you send out into the universe, and it does dictate what comes back to you. So we've got to get emotionally involved with our wants. We've really got to think about what we want, and not hold ourselves apart from it anymore, not hold ourselves back, not say that's not for me, because there is this part of you that's showing you your wants, it's showing you your desires, it's leading you. You've been attracted here for a reason. Nothing happens by accident. You can fight that, you can kick it in the dirt, you can say I'm not ready, or I was just interested, but really there is a part of you that wants you to get this. And there is a big part of your subconscious mind that desires greater good. There is this power flowing to and through you that wants greater good for you, that wants you to achieve your goals in 2024, that wants you to make a quantum leap before the year is even out. So we've got to consciously think about what we want. Subconsciously, we know when we get emotionally involved with any idea, it triggers our subconscious in every cell of our body, and also in the universal subconscious mind. So the second we feel emotionally involved with an idea, good or bad, it also triggers in our environment, and we become in harmony to it, and we attract it to us. Make sense? So we can consciously use this power and these laws of vibration and attraction and begin to put ourselves in harmony with what we want. We have this stream of power flowing to and through us. We build an image of the good that we desire. We build an image, we think in pictures, we create a new paradigm, a new self-image paradigm, a new time money paradigm, a new productivity paradigm, whatever it is, right? We show you how to do that. You build this new paradigm, you begin to express that. You take action now with new energy, with new vibration, and you begin to create new results. So it's the inputs that matter. It's using your mental faculties. It's understanding you have mental faculties, and you can create what you want. So I want you to think about your goal. I want you to think about what you want to achieve over the next 6 months. This time next year, where do you want to be? What sort of results do you want to create? And whatever comes to you now, I just want you to write it on a sheet of paper. I want you to connect with that. that there's truth in that for you, there's honesty in that for you, that the number is right for you, that the idea is right for you, that it's meant for you. And start to trust yourself with your wants and the things that you want and the goals that you have. And like I said at the beginning, I want you to play around with the idea of making your financial goal 3 times more than you thought, and really get up on those high wires, get up on those frequencies where few dare to go, but leaders do, where leaders decide to elevate themselves. And make a committed decision. Be disciplined, make a committed decision, and then discipline is your ability to give yourself a command and follow it. You say, this I will do. This I shall do. I'm going to go after this. I'm going to become a match for this. You're going to do whatever it takes, not half, not 3/4. You're going to invest the time and energy in yourself, in your mindset, in understanding this. You are your best return on investment. You know, people are willing to invest in all kinds of things. They'll buy a new car, they'll buy a new suit, they'll take a holiday. And yet they fail to invest the priority in themselves. And that's exactly what you want to do. You want to put yourself first in this, because you can't attract to you anything in this lifetime more than what you already have. But when you decide to grow you, when you make a committed decision, when you discipline yourself to give yourself a command and follow it, then all things become not only possible, but probable for you. So let's take a look at money now. Money is the most accurate tool for measuring your results, and your mind is what separates you from all other life. But we cannot attract to ourselves income beyond who we are, what we believe, our relationship with ourselves, what we believe about money, how we feel about money, and what we have decided to accomplish. And it is ultimately not actually, this might sound a little crazy, it's not actually the physical money at the end of the day that is the real head spinner. It's who we become in the process. And who we become, if we're setting a big money goal, is a much bigger, greater, more enriched version of ourselves. Little goals, little growth. Big goals, big growth. See what I mean? So you become so much more valuable for your family, for your clients, for your industry, for everything that you do, because you set a big goal. But it actually wasn't the achievement of that goal that you're going to look back on and say, wow, I'm so happy now I've got all this money in my bank account. It's, I've become such a greater version of myself as a result of going after that goal. That's what you'll write home about. That's what you'll write me thank you cards about. That's what you'll stand up on stage with me at Elevate Your Success and say, this is how my life changed, because you dared to go after that big goal and made a paradigm shift to attract it. I love this quote from Buckminster Fuller. He said, never change things by fighting the existing reality. To change something, build a new model that makes the existing model obsolete. I want you to be grateful for what you've had. I want you to look back on your life and know that every single thing has been necessary to bring you to this exact time-space reality, for this exact question, this exact conversation between you and I. Absolutely everything has been necessary. And I want you to love yourself for all of it. And now I want you to make a committed decision to build a new model. Build a new model of you. Build a new mindset model, a new paradigm model, a new environmental model that's more in harmony with where you want to go than where you've been. And what happens sometimes is we try to get better results on an old operating system. It's a little bit like, you know, trying to get a Windows 95 to give you Apple Mac speed, Apple Mac results, you know, and you bang your head against a brick wall wondering why the computer doesn't do what you want it to do, and it just can't. If you want to double or triple or quadruple your income, but you're operating with a money paradigm at the moment that's set at $100,000 a year or $200,000 a year, it doesn't matter your strategy, your marketing, anything else you do, it's not going to be able to give you the $1 million a year. But if you build the new model at $1 million a year, the mindset model, the self-image model, the business model, the company model, whatever it is, then you can create the results with more ease. So you can make it hard for yourself trying to create better results on an old operating system, or you can make it easy for yourself setting a new goal, creating the new operating system, the new biocomputer, the new model that makes it more easy for you to get the results. Your choice. What we have to do is control the flow of thought energy. Let it flow freely to and through you, improving everything with which it connects. And when you get on those high wires, when you start to decide where you're going to go and that you make a committed decision to become a match for it, to become a vibrational match so that the law of attraction can respond to you. Because remember, LOA is a secondary law to the LOV, law of vibration. So it's always about the energy first and how we control that and what we're emotionally involved with. And the law of attraction is going to respond to that. So as we build a new model, we're controlling this flow of thought energy at a higher frequency. We're enabling ourselves to connect with our reality beyond the one that we're physically living in. And that's all going to happen in our mind first. You are a massive energy and you function on frequencies. Right now, you are emitting a frequency and law of attraction is responding to that. Your decisions are frequencies. When you procrastinate, you're staying in the same frequency that you've already been in. It's scattered. When you make a decision that's in harmony with your old self-image, where you've been, when you hold back, that's a frequency. That's what you're going to attract. When you make a new decision, when you say, I'm going to go there, I'm going to become that, I'm going to do this, I'm going to get this, you go to the frequency of what you want. You're there now. Things have already shifted in the invisible side of success for you. Albert Einstein said this perfectly. He said, everything is energy and that's all there is to it. Match the frequency of the reality you want and you cannot help but get that reality. It can be no other way. This is not philosophy. This is physics. This is not just some idea that I've come up with or that Bob Proctor came up with or that Napoleon Hill came up with or that Earl Nightingale came up with or that Thomas Troward came up with or Neville Goddard. This is physics. This is science. This is the laws of the universe and the laws of the mind and the laws of your human body of how you create your results, and you can be in control of creating the results that you want. We have these mental faculties. Just look here. We have perception, memory, imagination, reason, intuition, and will. And I go into more detail and teach you how to use these mental faculties in my coaching programs. And we want to understand that the intuitive mind is a sacred gift and the rational mind is a faithful servant. The intuitive mind, the conscious mind, the ability to image and see and live in the reality of what we want, that is the sacred gift. The subconscious mind is the faithful servant. It'll follow, it'll execute, it'll do whatever you tell it to do, but it cannot decide. It can only take and work with what you give it. And what we have done is we've created a society that honors the servant and has forgotten the gift. We just take it as is. We don't believe that we can execute our personal control as part of the system. You know, you fear, worry, and doubt your ability to overcome circumstances. You believe. We've created a society that believes the circumstance is more powerful than the personal control that we have as part of it. It's just not the case. So our attitude has got to change here. We've got to have a perception shift of ourselves and how we work with this power. And I love this quote from Thomas Troward. And he says here, my mind is the center of a divine operation. The divine operation is always for expansion and fuller expression. And this means the production of something beyond what has gone before, something entirely new, not included in your past experience, though proceeding out of it by an orderly sequence of growth. Therefore, since the divine cannot change its inherent nature, it must operate in the same manner in me. Consequently, in my own special world in which I am the center, it will move forward to produce new conditions, always in advance of any that have gone before. I mean, think about what this is saying here, that your mind is a center of divine operation, and the divine is always for expansion and fuller expression. The law of vibration is for creation, not disintegration. When we don't work with any new ideas, when you don't give yourself a chance to grow, you're in a state of disintegration. You might not see or feel that in your physical surroundings, but you most certainly are. And eventually you'll see evidence of that. But when you understand this and you understand that your mind is the center of a divine operation, and the divine is always for expansion and fuller expression, it's always for growth, it's always for greater good, it's always for better. This means the production of something beyond what has gone before, that today is the greatest day of your life, that this moment, the law of expansion here is bringing about conditions and circumstances in this moment better than any you could have ever experienced before. Something entirely new, not included in my past experience. Whoa, right? That this webinar today is the greatest version, expression of how we can work with the law of attraction that has ever gone before, and that we're a part of this. And now proceeding out of it by an orderly sequence of growth, your greater good. And since that the divine cannot change its inherent nature, it's going to work in you in exactly the same manner that it's working in me. And consequently, in your own special world of which you are the center, it's now going to move forward to produce conditions always in advance of any that have gone before. Just think about that. Think about what you are poised for over the next 6 months, over the next 12 months as you get this. I mean, you want to write this down and study it. And I've been studying this every day since Bob Proctor gave it to me. I have made this a belief. I've made this part of my self-image. I've studied it. I've taught on it. I've integrated it into every coaching program that we have, from the littlest one to the biggest one. And when you get this, it's going to become closer to you than your breath. It is that powerful. This work is that powerful in your life to show you how to create and enable you in real time, might I say, to make the changes that you deeply desire. So the law of compensation, let's have a look here, how this all starts to link in with what we earn. The law of compensation clearly states that the amount of money you earn will always be an exact ratio to the need for what you do. Everywhere I go, people want this. Everybody that I talk to wants to get into thinking into results. They want to study it. They want to apply it. They want to do better with it. Everywhere Bob Proctor went, people wanted what he had. Wanted his mind, wanted his time, wanted his wisdom, wanted his awareness around their goals. And we have that in thinking into results. We have that in the coaching programs. We are an extension here now of his source energy, of his mind. Everybody needs this. Everybody needs this. It's why I don't have any problem earning money. It's why my stock goes up. It's why we keep doing better and better and better, because we're working in harmony with the law of compensation. Everybody needs what we've got. And I bet everybody needs what you do as well. I bet that there are millions of people around the world right now who could benefit from what you do as you begin to work in harmony with this. So we're going to take it as a given that people need what you've got. They certainly need what I've got, and they probably need what you've got. So then it comes down to your ability to do it. How effective are you at doing it? How productive are you at doing it? How much have you leveraged yourself from a mind point of view, from an emotional point of view, from a vibrational point of view, to do better at what you're doing, to help more people, to get better at what you're doing? And the better you get at what you're doing, the more difficulty there is in replacing you. I'm very difficult to replace in the field in which I work. I'm very difficult to replace. I've become very good at what I do because I have practiced it. I have studied it. I've applied these to my own leadership, my own company, our own clients, our community. In the field in which we work, myself, my team, my company, my clients, we are very difficult to replace as a power, as a community. There is nothing that exists like it. So the stock goes up. The value of our clients go up. They earn more money. I earn more money. There's more flowing through the system. There's greater good to be experienced. When you work in harmony with the law of compensation, when you take this into your business, into your job, into your CEO role, you become very difficult to replace as a company, as a leader, as a CEO, as an employee, because now you're working in harmony with the law of compensation. The amount of money that you earn is in direct proportion to the need for what you do, your ability to do it, and the difficulty in there is in replacing you. So imagine if you get this for you, and then we get everybody in your company getting this for themselves in their own role. They become super powerful, super productive. Their stock, the whole company's stock, everything goes up. Everything is for expansion and greater expression. I mean, it just doesn't matter how good it already is. It just gets better and better and better. So what we have to focus on is your ability to do it. We've got to get you becoming a master at whatever you do. And becoming a master at whatever you do is understanding how to create the results that you want, understanding how to create the paradigms that are in harmony with what you want, how to leverage the invisible side of success, how to think into the new results of what you really want, how to build a new model that makes the old model obsolete. You know, everybody wants freedom, and ultimately everybody wants time and money freedom. And you will be amazed at how much free time you have when you never have to think about money. When you know the money is coming, when the sales are coming, when things are flowing, when you're on the money, right? How much free time you have as a leader, as an individual, as an employee, it just gets better and better. So there are 3 income earning strategies that we want to think about. And you can think about this from an individual perspective, and you can think about this from a business or a professional perspective in terms of your products and services and how you're doing business and with whom you're doing business. M1, M2, and M3. M1 is the most popular strategy in terms of earning income. It is used by 96% of the population. M2, it involves time and money, my apologies. So the M1 strategy is used by 96% of the population, and it is to exchange time for money. But there is a cap on that. There's only so many hours in the day. Then we experience the M2 strategy. This is used by 3% of the population, but you need money to make money. And the M3 strategy is used by 1% of the population, who earn 96% of all the income that there is. Now, you might say, well, that's unfair. You know, that's not okay. It should be shared around. But the 1% are using the laws. The 1% are providing service to earn money. 1% are getting in harmony with this stream of power where the big money flows. They've got a prosperity consciousness, not a poverty consciousness. They believe that the greater good that they can create, the more people can benefit from that. They see themselves as a conduit for greater good. Do you know that if you can increase the inflow to you, what you can do with that in your business, who you could hire, the charities, the philanthropic ventures, the difference you can make with that? So if you don't put your hand up and start to claim that and get in harmony with that stream of power, somebody else will. And the 1%ers are. These people earn 96% of all the income that there is, and they multiply their time by creating multiple sources of income. Do you know that every single employee in my company has multiple sources of income? They understand this. They understand that their income comes through their company. So they're working on themselves every single day, applying these laws, applying these principles. They've got multiple sources of income. Some of them have got businesses with their husband, with their children. They've got investment properties. They've got multiple clients, all sorts of different things. So this is a strategy. This is an awareness that we must have, irrespective of where your income comes from right now. It can come from all sorts of places, and it all adds up and it all flows right into your bank account. As a company, you can have multiple sources of income. We have multiple sources of income in our business. We have lots of sources of income. We have multiple programs. We have clients in different programs. We have the live event next year, Elevate 2024, 9th, 10th of February here on the Gold Coast. We have multiple sources of income. We have our Inner Circle of Excellence program, $27,500 for 6 months. We have our Thinking into New Results program, $9,800 at the moment as an end of year special. We have our Wealthy You program, 28-day training. We have the 5-day mini course. We have multiple sources of income. You can do this as well. You don't have to have just one source of income and that's it for a rainy day. Get creative. Think about what's possible. Set a big goal. You don't know how you're going to achieve it at the time, but know that when you get into this, when you apply this master plan, when you study it, then everything changes. I can show you how to turn your annual income into your monthly income. And even if you haven't thought about that idea right now, it's definitely a possibility for you. You might say, Karen, I don't want to turn my annual income into my monthly income. Hands up if you do though, let us know in the chat. You might say, look, I'd just like to double it. Or I'd like to have another $50,000 or $100,000 in my bank account so I can take my family on a first class trip to Italy next year. You know, I would like I've got the money, Karen, but I don't have any time freedom. You know, I'd like you to show me how to keep earning what I'm earning, but work 12 weeks less a year. Sure, let's build the paradigm for that. You see what I mean? So you just tell me what you want and I'm going to show you how to get it, because the blueprint works, the master plan works, and we can apply it to whatever it is that you want. And in terms of turning your annual income into your monthly income, we can accomplish this through multiple sources of income. We can look at this through your professional life, through your company, and individually, and create multiple sources of income. Wealthy people have always had multiple sources of income. Do you know the average millionaire has at least 7 sources of income? I'm not saying you need 7 sources of income. You may not wish to have 7 sources of income, but wealthy people have always had multiple sources of income, and they've always felt good about money. They've felt good about earning more money, allowing themselves to receive more money. They understand money as energy. They get in harmony with it, and they do greater good with it. So I want you to pick a target, and I want you to really think about this time next year where you really want to be. And I want you to think about the next 6 months, and I want you to think about where you are now and where you want to go. And I want you to make a committed decision around that. This I shall do. It's not a wish. It's not a hope. We've got to become one with. The law of attraction doesn't respond just to our wants. That's a lie. You can't just want it. It's what you're willing to get in harmony with. It's who you're willing to become that ultimately dictates the results that you can create. Now, we are here to help you with this. We want to help you with this. We want you to get this. If you would like to get into this, join us in our Thinking into New Results Signature Blueprint program. This is going to lay it out for you. It's going to take the guesswork out of success for you. We have that available for you right now. Just go to my website, Thinking into New Results. You can see all the details there. You can enroll today, and I encourage you to use this energy and this momentum. Get yourself into that program. You'll see all the details there, the inclusions that we have coming into the end of the year, and make a decision to do that. You'll see our other options on the website as well. But I really encourage you to be in Thinking into Results. Don't finish this year not in that program. Decide today to start it, to get into it now. And there's some of you that are ready to do that, right? Maybe there's a little bit of this procrastination or fear, doubt, and worry. That's just the struggle between your inner being and the old paradigm, the logical paradigm that says, hang on a second, we got to think about this, we got to think about the time, we got to think about the money. Well, it's costing you, because right now you're attracting what you're in harmony with. You make a decision to do that, and instantly you're making a decision to shift, you're making a decision to elevate, and you're going to put yourself in harmony with new results, with new possibilities. And it is all laid out there for you. So if that's you right now who feels ready, who's ready to say yes to your yes, go to my website, click on the Thinking into New Results program and enroll yourself today. If you've got a couple of questions, and maybe you do, and that's okay, we'll help you with that. I understand that. Simone Bertram is there for you. She will answer your questions. She will hop on a quick call with you. Let us know. Just even type call in the chat. And we'll hop on a quick call with you today, and we can answer any questions that you have about Thinking into Results or any of our coaching programs. But don't leave here today. Let today go by not having made a decision and got yourself into a program with me. That's the worst thing you can do, because you let the paradigm, the old result, perpetuate. Make a definite decision. Make a committed decision that you are going to finish 2023 with a quantum leap, and you are going to begin to create the results that you deeply desire, despite the terror barrier, despite any fear, doubts, and worries, despite anything that could be going on for you right now. You're going to rise above it, and you are going to make that decision, and we are going to work together, finishing off this year into 2024, showing you how to create these results that you really want. Let's look here again before we finish up. Your money, I want you to set a big money goal. Even if you weren't thinking about this coming into today's webinar, you are a leader. You're an executive leader. You're a CEO. You're a business owner. Money is a measure. And through service, we can improve our income by law. And as we increase the inflow, we can increase the outflow. We can do greater good. We can make a bigger difference. We can support other people. We can circulate it. Don't you want to be a conduit for greater good in the world? Don't you want to be a conduit for greater good in your company, in your career? That's what the world needs right now. You. It needs you to step up and claim a bigger idea, a bigger version for yourself. Get comfortable with the idea of big money. Get in harmony with that stream of power, and then do greater good with it for yourself, for your family, and everybody else you come in contact with. And your mind, we are going to program your mind and show you how to program your mind with the results that you want. And that's going to separate you from everything and everyone else. Amateurs compete, professionals create. Get up on that high wire. Go where others don't dare to go. Make a committed decision today. Back yourself. Invest in you and get into my community. Come and join us. We are the most incredible group of leaders, entrepreneurs, executives you'll find anywhere in the world studying and applying this to their companies, their careers, their businesses, their clients, their children. Everybody benefits when you grow you. Everybody benefits when you get this information. So make a committed decision. Make a committed decision today. Give yourself a command and follow it through. Don't wait any longer. Make a committed decision. Click the link that Simona shared in the chat today. Right now, go and enroll yourself in Thinking into Results. We're going to get you started straight away. We're going to welcome you in and get you starting on this so that you can attract to you and begin to create the results that you really want by law. Success is not a secret, it's a system, and this is the system. I want to thank you for joining us today. Thank you for being here, investing this little bit of time and energy in yourself to become more aware of your next steps today. And I really want to encourage you to follow that, follow your heart, follow what you really want, and let me guide you and show you how to bring it to life and turn it into reality. So thank you so much for joining us today. I am Karen Brook, and I look forward to seeing you on the inside. Take care, everybody, and bye for now.